Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. You're in for a special treat because we have Joyce from Write Pretty Things, and she's going to tell us everything awesome about calligraphy and handwriting. So welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'll try. I'll try to tell you everything.
She knows a lot, so we probably won't get through all of it today. But luckily, she does have a YouTube channel, so I'll leave a link below so you can subscribe. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Pretty Fabulous, and I help online businesses create beautiful digital downloads using Adobe InDesign. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday. So tell us more about you and Write Pretty Things.
Sure. So, Write Pretty Things was kind of my creative outlet when I was at a 9 to 5. And then in 2017, in June 2017, June 2nd, you will always remember the day that you quit your corporate job.
Yes.
I went full time with Write Pretty Things, continuing to teach in-person workshops, also teaching online brush calligraphy, and then having another business where I create other online courses.
Cool. So that is so brave, going from just like forget this day job and a steady income. What made you decide to do Write Pretty Things instead of going back to another corporate America job?
Well, so I just couldn't.
Okay.
Like when you think about, I was in tech and in advertising for 9 years. And when you think about the time from the moment you wake up to commuting to being in the office and then reversing that, you're out of the home for like 13, 15 hours a day, which is insane because I, started this side business and I figured, well, it was doing okay, but what if I gave those 13 hours that I was actually out of the house and working for someone else, like to my business, what's possible? What could I do? And so, I quit and I did it. And it's now just like a game to me of like, yeah, I'm not going back, or I'm earning more than I was at my job. So why go back? But my driving like force is really, I just cannot go back and devote that time to someone else.
Cool. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Plus, like if you're happy and you're making money, and it's not even like, just so you guys know, Joyce wasn't like struggling or had a bad career. She was quite successful. So you could have just easily gone into another corporate America job.
You could coast, but then again, like at the end of the day, like while I enjoyed my coworkers, not at every job, but my last job, I was lucky and I enjoyed being with that set of coworkers. I just wasn't happy in general. And especially in what I was doing, you're basically selling things to people that are unnecessary. It like hurts your soul. So I just didn't want to do that anymore.
All right. So let's talk about then what you are excited about and what your vision is for Write Pretty Things.
Yeah, I mean, I am not naturally the most patient person, but in 2017, I did want to, one of my big goals was to start teaching calligraphy in person. And then I found that I actually really enjoyed it. So I teach in the San Francisco area at different studios, but then I also wanted to focus on education online. And I found that I really enjoyed it. I don't know if that's like the tech background coming in, because there are a lot of technical aspects to setting up an online course, like all the back end stuff is kind of insane. But at the end of the day, yeah, you're still teaching and you still get to see, students' results, even though you haven't met them in person. And that's like, I don't know, that's so cheesy. It makes it all worth it.
That's okay. I think everyone who loves teaching feels like that.
Yeah, when you get to see like their progress and like how excited you are, because maybe if you've been doing this for a while, it's easy for anyone to get a little bit jaded, like, yeah, I'll just knock out that design or whatever. But when someone completely new to it like shares, this is what I did because you taught me like the basics, that's really cool to see.
For sure. So how did you get into calligraphy and hand lettering? And I mean, were you just always like a great at writing?
I'm trying to see where like my messy handwriting I can show you. Like, I don't know if you can see, like I have really messy handwriting. So you don't need nice handwriting to do calligraphy, but I picked it up because I was watching all these Instagram videos, which I'm sure like all of us have done, probably still do. It's like relaxing to watch someone write. But then I figured, oh, I can do that. Like I needed a creative outlet from my day job. And then as any calligrapher knows, you can't just pick up a pen and write like you see on Instagram. So it took
Right.
practice, but it was definitely, an outlet for me. When I got home from that job, I needed something that shut my brain off from the emails. Yeah.
Yeah. And so let's talk about that. Like everything that you're seeing and what's going on. What are some cool trends that are going on right now in calligraphy and handwriting or hand lettering?
Mm, I feel like there's a lot of things going on where actually people are incorporating other mediums into writing. So, I'm finding that a lot of people that would classify or call themselves calligraphers are dabbling into like watercolor. And maybe that means
Mhm.
they're doing a watercolor background and then layering their calligraphy on top of it. I'm also seeing like it's just about being more expressive. I think people are now starting to, after they get the basics of like brush lettering or pointed pen, now they're dabbling into other things or incorporating other things.
Mhm.
More than that, I think that it's still like growing. So as someone who's been posting on Instagram for years and started practicing years ago, you start to think like, oh, you're in this bubble. Everyone is doing this, right? Like all your
Mhm.
friends that you've met on Instagram and online, they're all doing it. And then when you start to see people liking your post or whatever, you realize like, I don't know who this person is, but that's cool because there's like these other cohorts or these other segments of people that are still getting into it. So
Mhm.
that's like I don't know if it's still like that's a trend really, but I think it's just cool to see that people are still actually picking up brush lettering and still wanting to learn brush lettering.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a trend because forever people were like, I only want to type stuff and I don't want, or I'm just going to use fonts. I don't want to do anything by hand.
Yeah. And now everyone's like, yay, let's do it all by hand.
Yeah,
Except for like 400 wedding invites. Like, don't do that by hand. Oh,
right. Speaking of which, so I see, it's crazy. No one ever believes me when I tell them that the Coca-Cola logo was calligraphy. Someone hand wrote that. That's not like a
yeah.
font.
Yeah.
So what are some other unique ways you're seeing calligraphy and hand lettering being used in designs?
I think that people are, they're doing away with something that could have been a font or an image and they're using calligraphy instead. So, like, you know, uh, tattoos
Yes.
or logos of companies. Normally that would be something that would be printed or it would look like a font. And now people are trying to add calligraphy, so they're reaching out to calligraphers like myself and asking to design a tattoo that will live on someone's body forever, which is like scary. But also with logo design, so really trying to get your script to match like the look and feel that they're going for,
Mhm.
when before it might have just been like an image. So I think that stuff's cool. That's happening.
Yeah, for sure. And it helps you stand out like you are so unique and you don't have to worry about anybody else
Yeah.
looking exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, what do you say to people who say, because I hear this a lot, especially when I do design and I'll do, my own hand lettering or calligraphy. They'll say,
Mhm.
well, why don't I just use a script font? I don't want to bother learning calligraphy.
So I think the people that say that, they're looking for a certain script for like a one-time thing. It's
Hmm.
for whatever design, it's for a wedding invite, whatever it is. I think those are people that were never going to learn calligraphy. The people that learn calligraphy are definitely those that are looking to express themselves. They're looking for an outlet. They're looking to reconnect with something that, I have a girlfriend who wanted to reconnect with calligraphy because she used to do it with her grandma when she was a kid.
Hmm.
So those are the kinds of people that are going to really take the time and really go on this lettering journey. So, I mean, the people that want to just buy fonts, like of a script, go for it because I don't think they were the ones that were ever going to learn anyway.
Cool. And then, how can viewers connect with you? Because hopefully now we've got them all excited about hand lettering and calligraphy. So,
Yeah,
how
you
can they
can letter
connect?
on everything, even
Yeah,
people's bodies. Yay.
exactly. How can they connect with you to learn more about you and learn more about how your courses?
Sure. So I'm at Write Pretty Things on Instagram and writeprettythings.com. And like Lisa mentioned, I also have a YouTube channel where I share mostly calligraphy things, but sometimes I'll pop in there and like share a business tip or two if anyone wants to know about Asana or anything like that. I'll also share that on my YouTube. And then, yeah, like I said, everything else is online, Write Pretty Things, watercolorbootcamp.com. That's where you can find me.
Cool. Oh, awesome. All right. Are you ready for the speed round?
I'm ready.
Okay. Android or iPhone?
iPhone, always.
Mac or PC?
Then I have to have a Mac so it all matches.
Ice cream or frozen yogurt?
Ice cream. But then
Uh,
you can get like froyo flavors. I'm gonna go with ice cream.
Froyo favorite ice cream? I've never heard of
No,
that.
like you can get froyo with like all the toppings.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm
Weird
still gonna
pink
go with
berry.
ice cream.
Yeah.
But,
Chocolate or vanilla?
chocolate.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on, and we'll catch you maybe again in a future episode.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye.
Bye.